Hi, I'm Cindy Bertram. Thanks for joining me today on Good Ship Happens. Sorry for the delay. And hope everybody celebrated 4th of July last week. Okay, and so it's a good way to celebrate Independence Day as far as the United States of America. That's good too. And different events are going on, of course, too, which is great too. So, and one thing too I'll mention too is with cruise lines, a lot of them do have special military discounts too. So please keep that in mind because they do that all the time. So not just to celebrate 4th of July, but also they have special discounts for military veterans too. So keep that in mind too. And I hope everybody had a great week. Okay. And as far as news, we've got a lot going on, of course, too. New ships, of course. I could talk forever on that. We've got, of course, Norwegian Cruise Lines, their new ship just launched in April. That was the Norwegian Aqua. I'm going to write about it. I've got pictures. And another one, too, was World America. It was on a christening cruise. That was actually on April 9th. I was there. It was amazing. And, of course, we have, in a Viking Cruise Lines just debuted their Viking Vesta cruise line ship. And that just actually, I think, debuted on July 2nd. So that was good, too. And of course, with Oceania Cruises, that's coming up actually next week on July 18th. The Allura is going to come out. That's Oceania Cruises. And with Oceania Cruises, it's very luxury. And in this case, with the Allura ship, she's going to be christened on July 18th next week. Her passenger capacity is just 1,200 guests, which is great. So it's a second Allura class ship they've got for Oceania Cruises, so that's great too. Another fun one coming out, of course, in August is actually Star of the Seas. I'll share more of that later on, of course. That's really fun too. That's Royal Caribbean's new ship coming out on August 31st, and it's their second I-class type ship, but Star of the Seas has really great amenities and different things too. And I believe, I can check more on that too, I believe she's going to be sailing out of Port Canaveral on the first cruises. So I'll check more about that too. And of course, we've got Virgin Voyages. They got their Brilliant Lady coming out, of course, in September this year, which is great. Another fun one, of course, is with Princess Cruises. Their Star Princess cruise ship's coming out this October 4th, which is great. And of course, Celebrity Cruises, they've got their Celebrity Excel. And what the Excel is actually XCEL is how it's spelled. And that's going to debut this November. As far as the guest capacity, it's just going to have 2,918 guests. And it's the final ship in their Celebrity Edge class ships, too. I know they just mentioned some things they're doing on this ship, a little different, but different areas, which they just mentioned, too, which is great. And I'll share more about that in a new episode, too. And also a fun thing that came up too is actually with Victory Cruise Lines. Victory Cruise Lines actually was part of another company before, okay, the Victory Cruise Line ships. What happened was they were part of American Voyages. And American Voyages actually started another company name back in 2011 and 12, but anyway, they expanded, decided to rebrand the company to American Voyages in 2021, also in 2000, I think 19 maybe is when they bought these two Victory Cruise Line ships from another owner, and they started sailing on these Great Lakes cruises. They started doing that in 2022. I got a chance to see the one ship when she was actually docked at Chicago Navy Pier, going through the 5 Great Lakes through Toronto, and then back with their 2 ships. They're very small, 190 guests. Well, what happened was the owner of American Voyages decided to sell the company up to Hornblower Group in 2021, and he did decide to retire end of 2022, but then Hornblower Group unfortunately went under. They went bankrupt, but they did and they were selling off ships like crazy, and they were going to be selling off those 2 small ships that were doing the 5 Great cruises, and John Wagner and his wife actually bought those 2 ships. Yes. What they did was they refurbished them a little bit too, and then they just started doing their 5 Great Lakes cruises, their seasonal cruises, going through there October, November. They will actually be repositioning them and doing new itineraries in 2026. What they did was they have the Victory 1 and Victory 2, and I got invited to be on the Victory 1 on their christening cruise. Okay, so they flew me up to Toronto back on April 26th, and what they do is they provide everyone a free night hotel first, which is great because once again, sometimes if you try and fly the day before, it's much easier than flying the day of because sometimes flights get delayed, canceled, you get messed up, right? You have to go try to catch up with the ship. But anyway, they did was they always fly people out the day before, free hotel, which is great, and also then we boarded the ship the next morning, okay, and as mentioned, the Victory 1, also sister Victory Cruise, just accommodate 190 guests. Beautiful areas. And what they did was then we got aboard the ship, got into our staterooms, and then also later that late morning before 12 noon, they actually went through the ceremony to christen the ship. And John Wagner and his wife's daughter actually christened the ship, okay, which is great. They're on board for a while, then they had to get off, but also then the ship sailed out. We went to different places within the 5 Great Lakes. And also what they do too is, because the ship is small, a good example too is they can actually dock. I think they're the only cruise ship that actually dock at Mackinac Island. Okay, with Mackinac Island, it's great history too, because what they do is, it's in Michigan, but the point is, there's a bridge you have to go over to get to Mackinac Island. Okay, and the thing is, at Mackinac Island itself, they don't allow any motor vehicles. No. People get around on bicycles, of course. They have horse-drawn carriages. It was really, really interesting to do that myself because what they do is with Victory Cruise Lines, they include free excursions, shore excursions in every place they actually visit, which is great too. Also, they've got some immersive experiences too, so if people want to do something a little bit more immersive, longer, you can actually do that too, pay more money. But the thing is, when we got to Mackinac Island, I decided to do the horse-drawn carriage tour. It was great, amazing. I mean, the horses are just huge. It was beautiful, very relaxing, and theirs are so, so pretty too. And also, like I said, we went to different places. One place was going to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That was great too, great experience. And just sailing through the 5 different Great Lakes, we stopped different places, free shore excursions every place. And what they did too is they worked out this special agreement with a place. They actually have, when we get on board the ship and then during the day, if we're sailing, what they do is they have different things, activities going on in the Compass Lounge, which is beautiful. Also, they have people that actually escort the shore excursions that actually have done that before, that kind of embrace the places they go to, which is great too. So that was really fun too. Also, what they do is they have nighttime entertainment at night. Also, they've got their regular restaurant, which is beautiful. And then they've got a place on the top deck called the Grill, okay? And at the Grill, in the morning, also for lunch, you actually go there for like a casual kind of buffet type thing, but food is very great. And a beautiful view to see the rest of the visual stuff too, because it's the front of the ship. But at night, they change that to the Tuscan Grill. What you do is you have to make a reservation, but there aren't any fees involved, which is great. I didn't get a chance to do it. At a time, what you do is make a reservation, go up there, and actually they give you this stone thing. Actually make your own food, which is great too. People rave about that, crazy, but the views are beautiful too. So definitely fun thing to do as far as being able to cook your own food, but they provide everything with you, which is great too. So. And then, of course, like I said, the places they dock at are very, very embracing, too, which is really great, too. And it was very, very good. And also, with Toronto, because we sailed out of Toronto, but then we actually had a chance to dock. And then on a shore excursion was going to Niagara Falls, which is great. They got different shore excursions with that, too. It was beautiful. I've not been there. It's a beautiful place to go to, too. So keep that in mind, too. And then what they do is, Excuse me. They have days sailing on the lakes, which is great too. Um, Also, then they docked actually in Chicago at Navy Pier, but where they docked at Navy Pier is one side, which is gorgeous. Very easy to get off the ship. They did was then my ship actually docked there on May 6th. But then what they did was they launched their other ship, their sister ship, Victory Cruise Line ship, the next week, and they actually did the christening cruise there too. And then she sailed up by Great Lakes to Toronto. So they're doing these Great Lakes cruises, usually 10 nights, through October, first part of November, and then they would be doing on more ideas. We're going to take the ships later on too, because once again during the wintertime they're not sailing the Great Lakes too. But it's a great experience, so definitely keep that in mind if you're interested in maybe seeing the Great Lakes and just experiencing different culture areas in the United States too, and also Toronto. Excuse me. But that was really fun too. And something fun too is Holland America Line. What they're doing is they just announced this. We just celebrated 4th of July in the United States, which is great. But also what they're doing is Holland America just announced that they're going to commemorate our 250th birthday, which is next year. Yes. On the 7-day cruise, it's going to depart on July 4th, 2026 from Boston, which is great. And they're calling it their America's 250th Celebration Stars and Stripes Voyage. It's going to be on board their Zuiderdam, and it's going to visit historical U.S. ports connected to the nation's founding too. It's great too. And this round trip Boston cruise includes stops at St. John, New Brunswick, Canada, Norfolk, Virginia, and New York City with an overnight stay. And then the ship's going to position in Boston Harbor for guests to actually view the city's 4th of July fireworks from the water during the departure too, which is great too. So once again, it's just fun to think that they're doing this in advance too, to celebrate the United States 250th birthday, right? And like I said, as far as Norfolk, they mentioned that it provides access to 3 significant historical sites: Williamsburg, Jamestown, and Yorktown. And also, Holland America Line is going to offer shore excursions, including the Colonial Williamsburg and Governor's Palace, and the Jamestown Settlement and American Revolution Museum in Yorktown, which visits the Colonial National Historical Park too. And then the Zuiderdams, July 8th, they will actually arrive in York, which aligns to the conclusion of their sail 4th 250, with tall ships float scheduled for July 3rd to the 8th in 2026, and that's really great too. Plus, like I said, the overnight in New York stay includes shore excursions that include the Statue of Liberty and Ellis Island, also New York City by land and sea, which features a cruise on the city's waterways too. And it's like I said, it's a 7-day voyage, which is great too. Special way to really celebrate our anniversary next year, United States 250th anniversary. So keep in mind too, look into Holland America Line. They're calling it actually their America's 250th Celebration Stars and Stripes Voyage on their Zuiderdam, and that's going to take place, with the departure taking place actually on July 4th next year. So keep in mind too. So that's kind of fun, isn't it? Something else that is fun too is we talked about private outlines before. I could go on for days about that too, but with North Korea has their Perfect Day Coco Cay, but one cruise line that's not had their own private out island actually is Carnival Cruise Line. Okay, they've never had one yet. Carnival Cruise Line was actually probably one of the first cruise lines to actually officially start in the 60s. And I think really the first cruise line actually their own private island was actually, I think, Norwegian Cruise Line. But with Carnival Cruise Line, they're one of the few cruise lines that don't have their private out islands, okay? And what they decided to do was they actually decided to create one, okay? It's called Celebration Key, and they're working on this for, I think, close to 2 years, okay? But it's taken longer, but the thing is, they've got different things they're doing there too. They got different sections. I've written about it. Just my article got published about that about a month and a half ago. But what they did was they're doing great stuff there too. Different areas, which is great for family with kids, also adults too. Because once again, as far as the areas, it really celebrates a variety of fun, relaxation, adventure for guests. Okay, and they've got 5 different areas. Okay, portals. They call them portals, and where guests can actually enjoy these 5 different portals while they're there. These include their Paradise Plaza, which is the first portal area that guests can actually encounter. Okay, it serves as the gateway. Okay, they got their Starfish Lagoon, which offers endless opportunities when it comes to relaxation and recreation too. Family friendly. It's got areas for teens as well as adults, including freshwater lagoon. And they got an adults only area too. It's called Calypso Lagoon. That's an adults only portal. Also, they've got their Alcono Cave. That's an artisan retail village area. Duty-free shops. And they got their Pearl Cove Beach Club. It's a private portal that offers a premium adult-only pass too. But like I said, when you first get there, the ship's docked. But the Paradise Plaza is actually the welcome portal. Okay, it's the entry to Celebration Key. And what's fun too is near it they've got this special sun castle. It's actually 10 stories tall, and it's a sandcastle structure. It's also the center area of the destination's 5 different portals, and guests can enjoy live music, which is fun. Also, they've got their Ron's Coffee, which offers hot, cold, and frozen coffees. And they got their Starfish Lagoon, which is fun. It's a good name, isn't it? It's family-friendly portal. And this features a variety of different areas, activities too, for different ages, as well as diverse dining options too. It's good for families too. And also, oh, this is fun too, just for toddlers, they have Guppy Grotto. Guppy Grotto, okay? It's a coral reef themed splash pad with a shallow wading pool too, which is great too. It's also near to the ice cream shop. That's good too. And they got the game pavilion. Also, as far as dining options, they've got Starfish Lagoon has the home of the Gill's Grill, full service restaurant. Also, they got that brings different seafood baskets, regional fish, lobster, shrimp, and crab, chicken dishes. Also, there are 5 different outlets as far as their Captain's Gallery Food Hall, which offers burgers, hot dogs, fried chicken, and pizza with Mediterranean bowls, burritos, and tacos. Also, they got their Parrotfish Swim Up Bar, which is fun. Who doesn't like to go to a swim up bar, right? It's called Parrotfish Swim Up Bar. Okay. They also have, besides swimming up to the bar, you have the out-of-water seating too, just in case you want to swim up to enjoy the cocktail, right? Another, for their adults-only area, they've got their Calypso Lagoon. This is their adult-friendly portal, and it's located on the west side of Paradise Plaza. It offers adult-friendly areas for people that are really seeking more of a lively, scenic atmosphere. There's a sports court. Also, people want more laid-back experience too. Guests can actually enjoy a huge freshwater lagoon, day beds, loungers, and cabanas. They've got a bar with nearly 550 swings for adults to swim, to put their toes into just in case, but swings, that's really kind of fun, isn't it, too? Also got full-service restaurants, casual snacks are there, too. Also, they got their Lacona Cove. This is actually their shopping area, too. I mean, who doesn't like to shop? I do, okay? But they've got it's artisan village surrounded by the Bahamian murals, but there are duty-free shops. You can shop there, too, which is great. It's called Lacona Cove, which is great. And also, they've got it's called their Pearl Beach Club. This is adults only private club portal. It offers a Dulcinic premium experience too with elevated amenities. It's got an infinity pool with a scenic view, swim-up bar too, a dedicated beach. They've got relaxing loungers too, and they've got music, etc. too. But once again, as far as with the Pearl Cove, they've got their beach restaurant that has it's full-service restaurant, and they got different tiers too. But also, as far as Celebration Key, it has the ability to actually dock 2 different ships there at one time, which is great too. Also, they're working on expanding it too. I know eventually they want to add, I think, phase 2 expansion plans for Explorer at their Celebration Key 2. And as mentioned, with Carnival Cruise Line ships, with their different itineraries, there are sailings from 10 different home ports that actually go there. And as, like I said, it's got those different portals, which is great too. The fun thing is, it's being opened, okay? The first guests who actually can go there be docking there on July 19th. Let me check here. I think it's July 19th. But that's really fun too. Yeah, July 19th is the first day the guests actually be able to go to Celebration Key. And I got a video about that too, so show that minute, okay? Just a minute here.
Ready for the Celebration Key video?
Yes, that'd be great. That'd be great. Looks so much fun too.
Oh, no problem. We'll play that
July
right now.
19th, first time a cruise ship can actually is going to be going there feeding guests, which is great too. Also, it's good too is Christine Duffy, the president of Carnival Cruise Line, is going to be there to actually officially present the opening of their new destination.
Okay, well, we'll check out this video.
Doesn't it look beautiful? My gosh, it's so exciting because it's taken them probably close to 2 years to get that finished, okay? But once again, it's great because once again, it's a private destination, okay? Only 2 ships can dock there at one time, Carnival Cruise Line ships. They might be expanding that later on. I know they're talking about that too, but okay, as once again, as I mentioned, on July 19th is going to be taking place with the arrival of their Carnival Vista ship. Okay, and Christine Duffy, who is the president of Carnival Cruise Line, is going to actually be present to officially open the new tropical destination. It's on the Grand Bahama Island, and it's really, really a great milestone too. I know over the next 2 years, Carnival plans to really enhance their portfolio too in the Bahamas and the Caribbean. And I think Celebration Key is like the first step in their long-term vision too. So once again, I know what they do is with Carnival, they've got their Paradise Collection that includes Relax Way, Half Moon Cay in the Bahamas, also Isla Tropical in Honduras. But once again, this is really their own private island too, which is great too. And it's called Celebration Key. It's a great way to celebrate, isn't it? So I want to share it with you too. So that's kind of fun to share about that too. So yes. But the different portals are great. Plus, you've got adults-only areas. You've got family areas. And when you walk in, how fun to see that sun castle. That's really great too. That's really fun too. So I thought it'd be good sharing my show today, which is great, isn't it? Something else too that we've got is, you know, I mentioned Victory Cruise Lines, but the thing is, it's really great what they're doing too, because once again, it's really a great way to experience the Great Lakes, okay? And they've got two intimate ships, as mentioned. They only accommodate 190 guests per ship. They've got complimentary Wi-Fi. They've got complimentary shore excursions, diverse dining, unlimited beverages, okay? And it's definitely, I think, a great way if you've never been to the Great Lakes and you'd rather maybe sail there and explore it that way rather than trying to get there via road trip. The thing is with Mackinac Island, you can't just drive to Mackinac Island, okay? You can't get there that way. But it's beautiful and just a good way to kind of see different areas in the United States too, which is great too. So keep it in mind too, Victory Cruise Lines, as mentioned, they now have their two ships sailing, the Victory 1 and Victory 2, and their sister ships. And once again, the staff was phenomenal. The cuisine was really, really great. And as mentioned, all their staterooms have the views, right? So you don't have any interior staterooms, which is great too. So keep it in mind too, just in case you're interested in that too. And then something else I want to mention too is actually we've got some new ships coming out too, real quick. We've got one just was announced too. I know that with Oceana Cruises, they just their new ship, the Allura, is coming out on July 18th. Okay, they actually just took acquisition of their Oceana Allura. What they do is then the ship's going to sail out on July 18th. What they did was when they took over that ship officially, before they actually started sailing it, they just ordered 2 more new builds. Okay, they got the delivery of the Allura ship with their company Oceana Cruises. They just ordered 2 more new builds. Okay, and these new ships are going to be being delivered in 2032 and also 2035, and these new ships really firmed up options that are related to their new Sonata, I think it's Sonata series, which starts with the Oceana Sonata in summer 2027. Also got their Oceana, I think it's pronounced Arietta, in 2029, but like I said, they just announced they got 2 more ships coming out too, which is great. And these ships will actually debut in 2032 and also then in 2035. So keep that in mind too. And as with Oceana Cruises, one thing that's good to know too is their luxury also smaller capacity. With the Oceana ships, they have a capacity of approximately 1,390 guests. Okay, which is small, but once again, they're luxury and very luxury. Keep in mind too, because like I said, with the Allura, it's coming out July 19th. I'll share more with that too. That's really kind of fun thing about a new ship coming out too, isn't it? And they just ordered 2 more. Something else that came up too is actually we've got, because what they do is, cruise lines, they partner with famous chefs, okay, which is great too. And I know one fantastic chef, Chef Rudy Soderman. Chef Rudy, he's created him several times too. He has got background working with the cruise lines. Holland American Line was one. Princess Cruises, they got his restaurants at Princess Cruises, also with Carnival. But one cruise line that is actually bringing back a very great chef too is Cunard. Okay, they're bringing back. It's called, I think it's La Garoche at Sea with Chef Rudy. Michel Roux. Okay, and he's going to host dining experiences on the Queen Anne next year in 2026. La Garoche at Sea, how I pronounce it right, is going to be having this 2-star Michelin chef, Michel Roux, return to Cunard Line for a 3rd season in 2026, which is great too. And Chef Michelle Roux is going to actually host 4 exclusive dining experiences on the Queen Anne next year, with 3 residences taking on place on 7-night Norwegian fjords in May, August, and November. Also, we got a future Mega Roche at sea scheduled for Iceland and British Isles in sailing in July next year too. And Lagos at sea has quickly become one of the highlights of Cunard Line's voyages. And like I said, I had a chance to meet Michel Roux a long time ago when he was working with a different cruise line. His cuisine was amazing, and like I said, they've got these special sailings coming up where they're going to bring back, of course, 2 Michelin star chef Michel Roux on their Lagos at sea on Cunard Line's Queen Anne next year, which is great. So keep in mind too, especially if you love cuisine, I do. It's beautiful. Also, like I said, they've got besides the dining room, they've got passengers can actually enjoy different seafoods, oysters at their Carinthia, and then, like I said, bringing their Le Gros to sea with Cunard Line has been really a joy. Michelle was mentioned too. So once again, keep in mind, because once again, with dining, there's so many options. Okay, I mean, years ago when cruise lines first started back in the 60s, 1960s, you had your main dining room, usually early dining, late dining buffet. Okay, that was bad. It was really great to experience it. I took my first cruise, but that was in the 80s. But then the thing is, then they really started to partner with different chefs, and now cuisine has just been a great way to really enhance the experience for cruise guests too. Because once again, you can relax, enjoy different cuisines. Plus, they partner with well-known chefs too, which is great too. Different options. You've got different dining options on the ship. It's no longer early dining, late dining. Okay, you have choices. You got private restaurants, gourmet dining, make reservations. Some cruise lines include everything. Sometimes it's a surcharge. What a good example too is even with Virgin Voyages. Virgin Voyages actually they don't have a main dining room. No. They have different dining room choices. They're smaller dining rooms. You pick where you want to have dinner at, make reservations in advance. They're complimentary, which is great too. And cruise lines are going that more than ever, because once again, it goes back to the emphasis on the culinary touch too, I think too, because people really love that more than ever. And I think it's kind of fun to kind of think about that too, because once again, it's just a great way to really kind of experience dining different ways and just really enjoy. And once again, you still have casual dining options too, okay? Even when I was on the Victory 1, okay, the grill, which is actually located on deck 4, towards the front of the ship, you could go there certain times in the morning and just pick your own food too. They could cook things for you too. Very casual, but it's great experience too. Use it for lunch, also as well as breakfast. But then in the evening, they changed it to the Tuscan Grill. You had to make a reservation in advance, but there wasn't any additional fee. It was gourmet dining. Once again, they gave you a stone plate to actually cook your steak, whatever, too. It was great. People did it like crazy. I ran out of time to do it, but people said, oh my gosh, it was wonderful. But once again, too, is with dining, there's so many options out there, too, you know? And once again, just think about where you want to go, and then, like I said, the experiences you want to see, also the ships, because people say, okay, what's the best cruise ship out there? Well, the thing is, there's so many. It goes back to what do you want to see and do, the size of the ship, number of people on the ship, of course, too. And there's so many options, because a good example, too, of course, is when we think about, Virgin Voyages, okay? And they really, they first started the cruising there just to make sure it was focusing on a certain type of demographic. It was adults only. But like I said, having a chance to see the Scarlet Lady, which first debuted in Miami, that was in 2021. I got invited to be on their ship that evening, 6 o'clock till like 2 o'clock in the morning, to see the shows, beautiful dinner, things like that too. But once again, you've got different dining options too, so keep in mind that too. Also, some cruise lines that are family friendly, that's not bad, it's good too. But also what they do too is they've got areas for kids, younger kids, programs for them too, which is great. So keep that in mind too. And then something else that I think I mentioned before too was actually, MSC Cruises. What they did was, I was in the christening cruise of the World America. That was actually on April 9th to the 12th. And they christened the ship that evening, of course, in Port Miami. And Drew Barron was a grandmother. It was great to be there. Also, before the ship actually left, they had some people just on board for the christening. I was in the christening cruise myself too, but that evening, about 10:30, before 11 o'clock, they did a special musical show that was done by Gloria Estefan. She performed a concert on the ship. It was gorgeous, amazing, so amazing, just beautiful. Her music's great too. But like I said, then we sailed out maybe about 2 o'clock in the morning, went to their private island. But the thing is, their island is beautiful. The ship dock's right there. And they also did their opening of their Ocean Conservatory right there too, because they are building coral lamp trees are right there too, which is great too. And what they did too was, something that's kind of fun too is, with MSC Cruises, they're family owned. They've got their Explorer Journeys, that's their luxury cruise line, which they launched 2 years ago. They got a new ship coming out, I think, this year, next year. But also recently I did too was they actually, MSC Cruises actually, and if anybody had heard about the movie F1, which starred Brad Pitt, I went to see it, and it was really great. But the thing is, MSC Cruises actually did a splash in the cinemas because they actually were part of they actually sponsored it too, which is great too. So when you saw the cars that were doing the formula, that MSC, their emblem on board the cars too, which is great too. It was really fun. I did the partnership with that too, so that was really fun too. So actually, featured in that movie F1 is great too. And then of course, something else as far as the new ship coming out, we've got a new ship coming out with Royal Caribbean, okay, Star of the Seas, okay, and she's coming out actually August 31st, okay, and this is Royal Caribbean. It's their second Icon class ship, okay. The ship is large, of course, but once again, has a passenger capacity of 5,610 guests. But they got different areas, which is great. Water attractions, entertainment options too. It's a large ship, but the point is, they got different areas for family and kids and things too. But they're doing something special on this ship, okay. And like I said, she comes out on August 31st this year, and it's called Star of the Seas. But they actually have, we talk about cruise ships. They have officers that work on the bridge, okay? And the captain of the ship, of course, other officers on board the ship. And fun thing is, they decided to do a new position. They did this when they did their Icon Seas, which came out last year. They actually have a chief dog officer. Her name is Rover on Icon Seas. She's a golden retriever, and she is there to create fun and happiness and smiles for people. But then they actually have a new chief dog officer who's going to be actually on Star of the Seas. Her name is Sailor, okay? And I've got a short video to share with you too. It's really cute. It's great. It's really fun.
You ready for that video now too?
Yes. Let's do that.
So check out this video.
As we're designing the best family vacation, there was one piece that was missing, which is, of course, the family dogs. And when guests go on vacation, one of the key things that they miss are their pets back home. And when our crew are sailing on board for their contracts, one of the things they miss are their pets back at home. And so we really wanted to make sure we brought a fluffy addition to our crew family. We went and got Rover, and here we are now for Star. We're picking up Sailor, and Sailor will be living on Star of the Seas.
Well, the Chief Dog Officer was an idea that we created actually when we were developing and concepting the ultimate family townhouse. We were all sitting around saying, when you think about the ultimate family townhouse, what does that mean? And all these ideas came around, and somebody threw out the idea of having a family dog. And we said, well, it feels a little selfish to have a family dog for just one family. Why don't we have a family dog for the family on board the ship? And so that's how the position evolved, and we thought, well, obviously it's a very important position, and of course all important positions on ships are called chief. So we thought Chief Dog Officer is perfect.
When we first came up with the idea for Project Rover or Project Sailor, we realized we don't really know a lot about what it means to take care of a dog on a cruise ship. And so we partnered with some of the most well-respected animal well-being certifiers globally to really help us create this program from the ground up and make sure that when Rover and Sailor are on board, they're having the best day every day.
So there's a very well-written, crafted position description that, of course, the Chief Dog Officer can't read. The key mission is to have fun, and that's exactly what Rover and Sailor do. They just have fun.
So Sailor is very small. She's about 16 weeks. And so when Sailor gets on board, she's going to take everyone's breath away. Sailor's life on Star will be full of adventure. She and her Chief Dog Officer role really means that she gets to go and explore the ship, go and explore our private destinations with our crew members, really just being that warm, welcoming family for her.
I just totally fell in love with Sailor. I fell in love with Rover as well, but I also fell in love with Sailor. She's so beautiful and loving and funny, and so I just completely fell in love. When we were thinking about the idea, one of the questions was, well, what will the crew think? Will the crew like the idea or not? And so one of the team members had a golden retriever and volunteered to bring the golden retriever down to one of our ships on a turnaround day, and we fitted the dog with a GoPro camera. It was very touching because when we watched the video, so many crew stopped and hugged the dog and talked to the dog. When we saw that, we thought, wow, this is amazing. People miss their own family dogs.
And as we've done with Rover, as we're doing with Sailor, we really want to make sure we're focused on what's best for these animals. And really right now our focus is on Sailor and making sure that she is having the best life at sea when she gets on Star of the Seas in August.
Who wouldn't like to go with Sailor? Believe me, isn't that cute? She is so cute, and she's there to create fun, entertainment, and joy for people, including the staff members that work on the ship. That's amazing, isn't it? And last year I was at a cruise conference. I was waiting in the press room, and Michael Bailey came in. We chatted casually. He was waiting to see somebody in a meeting, but he said, by the way, we got our Chief Dog Officer on our other ship, Icon of the Seas. He said, we're going to have another Chief Dog Officer on our new ship, Star of the Seas. Her name's going to be called Sailor. I thought, what a cute name. And it's so fun. And like I said, it just really embraces people in a new way more than ever, I think. So it's good to think about that too. Star of the Seas comes out August 31st, okay? And as mentioned, I think she's sailing out of Port Canaveral. I'll check on that later on to the next episode, but she's coming out on August 31st, and I'm sure people are just waiting to see the Chief Dog Officer on that ship too, which is great. So keep it in mind too, because it really excites me more than ever to see another Chief Dog Officer, and the fun thing is, she's not driving the ship with her paws, okay? She's there to create fun and entertainment too, which is great too. But love how they came with the concept too. Isn't it great too? And once again too, just great things going on the cruise industry today, and I think I've shared a lot more. Just share more next week, of course, because ship happens. But just great, new ships coming out. Success Celebration Key is opening up on July 19th for the first time. That's Carnival Cruise Line's new private out island, which is great too. New ships coming out. We've got enhanced dining options too. It's great too. Yes, definitely.
Sounds like another great show, another great conversation, and all along those lines. And we'll probably go out with one of the other ones from the past and everything like that. Maybe Dr. Sylvia Earle or the gentleman that was talking about the christening of the ship. I think we'll go out with the gentleman talking about the christening of the ship.
Great too. Yes, that sounds good too. Yes.
Cool. So we'll go out with the gentleman talking about the christening of the ship whenever you're ready to wrap up everything.
Let's do it right now. That's good too. Yes.
Yeah, so we'll wrap up with this last video from a past show and everything. But great thing. Looking forward to seeing the dog on the ship. I know you'll have some other exciting videos as well, but let's check this out and go out.
Right.
belle of the ball, our brand new baby, Norwegian Aqua. Let's take a look at what she has to offer to our guests. Our private island in the Bahamas, Great Stirrup Cay. This island is being expanded and upgraded for our guests of all ages. Look at the size of that pool, y'all!
Norwegian Aqua's godfather, Eric Stonestreet.
It's a thrill for me to be here in Miami to christen the magnificent Norwegian Aqua. And may God bless her and all who sail upon her. 3, 2, 1.